Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about Cosmere Fight Club. This idea that I've had for a little bit. I just kind of want to theorize some potential matches between people in the Cosmere and see how their powers or their state in their power would affect a different ability. This is all pure speculation and theory crafting because we don't have a lot of, crossover in the Cosmere right now, so we don't have a lot of examples to truly pull from. So that's, we're going to keep it speculative until we actually get those crossover books later on down the line. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this pairing. Who do you think will win? And give me some ideas of different pairings that you think would be interesting so we can talk about them in later videos. So as always, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And let's begin. So, for this first one, I was thinking I really am interested in the differences between some of the more out there magic systems in the Cosmere. So, I'm thinking about the Elantrians a little bit. But for this first match, I'm really thinking about Allomancers and Surge Binders. Even, whatever. Surge Binders from Roshar and Allomancers from Scadrial. So I was kind of thinking about this scenario. So this has full and complete spoilers for any Cosmere thing that I've read. So pretty much all of the Cosmere is fair game spoilers. But I'm going to try to keep it contained to Mistborn and to Stormlight Archive. I'm going to only try to pull information from those sources. So for this first matchup, I was thinking, what if someone that is a misting, but only for Atium, kind of like at the end of the Hero of Ages, or I think it's called the Hero of Ages. Well of Ascension. Yeah, the third book in the first Mistborn trilogy, when we figure out the way to get rid of all the extra Atium, is to use the Atium mistings and have them burn it all up. So I was thinking, what if someone who is a misting but only with Atium fought a probably Windrunner Squire? So I'm thinking of it in this context. So the same people from the end of the Mistborn series that had no real training or anything like that, had no real skills or anything. So they only had just that use of the little bit of future sight to help them with their just general brawling. There's just their general, average person fighting skills, right? So I was thinking, what if someone like that went up against someone like Kaladin in like the early days when he was basically a Windrunner Squire, but didn't know he was a Squire technically. I'm going to call him a Squire, even though he wasn't squired to anyone. He was just like approaching the bond point or whatever. But so someone with very low skill, and completely taking out like Kaladin's like insane spear fighting skills, taking out all that training and stuff. I'd be really curious to know who would win. Someone that has no real fighting skills other than just the average human skills, but everything is perfected like what Stormlight does. It basically puts them at the peak of their physical conditioning. So that would be a person at their peak physical conditioning with a low level healing factor against a person with basic, human level, peak level, not even peak level, basic human level fighting ability and all of that, but with a future sight advantage. So they get to see a little glimpse into the future in order to anticipate your actions and things like that. But this person has like perfected physical attributes and stuff along with a mild healing factor. So I kind of really wonder who would win in a situation like that. When you take out, you strip them down to like the closest to bare bones as they could possibly be to go against each other. I personally think the greatest advantage that the Atium misting would have, apart from the obvious use of the future sight kind of ability for a great anticipation of what the Squire is going to do. I think they also have kind of this they have basically that same thing that is an advantage to them on the offense becomes a major advantage on the defense, obviously. Because if they see an attack coming, they can evade it and they can block and they can do all that kind of stuff. But if they go into an attack, and on the offensive side, if they go into an attack, they can see how that attack will work out. And if they are intelligent enough, and I do think Atium kind of gives you the capacity to understand all the different scenarios that you see. So that gives them the ability to pick the perfect strike attempt. So I think that might be strong enough to overpower the perfected Stormlight user. So I think a Squire of any of the orders would basically be limited to the limited number of times that they can actually use their healing factor, essentially. So since both of these people would have like resource management issues, they would have to worry about running out of stormlight or burning through all of their Atium. They both would basically, it would be a matter of quick draw. It would be who could be the quickest. So with actually, you can create a million scenarios, because now I'm thinking of a scenario where neither of them know about the other's abilities. So like if you don't know that you're fighting a Squire, or if you don't know that you're fighting an Atium Misting or whatever, like that can completely change the fight in either direction. But assuming they both know everything, then I think it would just basically become a battle to wear out the other's resources. So, considering the way Stormlight runs out, it's based on usage. So if the Squire doesn't know how to do any lashings or anything like that, and you're just primarily using it for speed and like perfected strength and like that mild healing factor, right? So if they're just using it for that, then we are basically still in the clock situation. And I do believe that Stormlight, even in that scenario, will run out faster than it takes a Misting to burn through Atium, depending on, of course, how much they have to burn. So if the Misting say they start off with the exact same amount, but I think based on the rates in which they're used, the Atium would last longer than the Stormlight, because as an Atium Misting, you can anticipate stuff, and so they would likely get some blows in. So that would then force the Squire to use their Stormlight in order to heal themselves. So as a result, I think that would draw out their Stormlight quicker and have them run out of their source of power, which would then ultimately leave them as the loser to the Atium Misting. So my conclusion for this entire theoretical matchup is that the Atium Misting would definitely win in the battle against a Windrunner Squire, sans extra fighting skills or, lashings and stuff. So in that very controlled scenario, I think the Misting of Atium would definitely have to take the win. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Who do you think will win? Like, did I give the did I give the Allomancer? Jeez, I can't get all the words. Did I give the Surge Binder too much of a handicap by not giving them access to their lashings? Do you think that's still considered a fair fight, just to have them very much stripped down the way I described it? Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Who do you think will win in a matchup like this? Make sure you leave your comments and all your thoughts and stuff down here so we can talk about it at the beginning of the next Cosmere Fight Club video. So, as always, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will talk to y'all next time. Peace.